ஒரே ஒரு 5 லிட்டர் இதய மந்த்ரா கடல் எண்ணெய் பேக் ஒரு மாசம் முழுசுக்கும் அத்தனை சமையல முடிச்சு விடலாம். இதய மந்த்ரா.
This year, after a meeting we had during the Munich Security Conference, now we're meeting in Berlin. A warm welcome to you. It's a great honor for me and the federal government to be hosting you and to see that you've come at such an early stage to Berlin. This highlights our interest on both sides in close, fruitful ties between our countries. It's not a coincidence that we work together so closely, because between our democracies there is a close bond that, with regard to the countless international challenges, is of crucial importance for both countries and their people. We are now looking back on 25 years of strategic partnership. Our relations are more diverse and have a broader basis than ever before. We want to deepen this partnership at all levels. This is what we have discussed in detail right now, ranging from the economy to trade to the recruitment of skilled workers to security policy. We share the joint goal of maintaining the rules-based international order and freedom of maritime trade routes in the Indo-Pacific. This is what we have discussed in much detail today. India has a very special importance regarding a strong actor in security policy in a strategically important region of the world. So we are active with the Bundeswehr in the Indo-Pacific as part of our Indo-Pacific deployment. The participation of the German Air Force in a big exercise of the Indian Armed Forces, port calls, exercises of the German and Indian navies. We've been engaged in all these areas and we are very happy about the existing cooperation. We want to build on it further. Questions of armament are also an area where we want to mutually cooperate. This is what we've also discussed today. All of this are symbols of our solidarity in global affairs too, when it comes to preserving peace and security. In many places of the world, this is especially challenged right now. We agree peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific are closely intertwined with peace and stability in the Euro-Atlantic area. And we talked about the fact that our countries are united in our responsibility to preserve peace and stability. Jay, you know that for us in Berlin, the biggest security challenge is only a few hundred kilometers away. For 3 years, at the heart of Europe, the Russian war of aggression has been raging, calling into question the foundation of peaceful coexistence. We as Europeans work with our American and Ukrainian partners and friends on a ceasefire, on the fact that this war will soon come to an end so that Ukraine can find its peace as a sovereign state. Part of this is that we sanction those who still oppose peace. Currently, within the EU, we are talking with our partners about additional sanctions against Russia. We are looking especially at the energy sector here, where we are also thinking about lowering the oil price cap. Our goal is clear. We don't want to add more money to Russia's war chest. Jay, we also talked about a topic that affects India's security and global security. We all were appalled by the brutal terrorist attack on India on the 22nd of April. We condemned this attack on civilians in the strongest terms. Our deepest sympathy goes out to all victims and their families. After military attacks on both sides, and India, of course, has every right to defend itself against terrorism, the fact that now a truce is in place is something we appreciate very much. What is important now is that this truce remains stable, that dialogue can happen in order to find bilateral solutions for that conflict, taking into account the vital interests on both sides. Part of this, of course, is naturally effective cooperation in the fight against terrorism. Germany and India have been fostering a regular dialogue on the fight against terrorism for years, and we intend to intensify it further. A central topic of our exchange today was, of course, trade and economic affairs. Our two countries have always been working closely together. Germany is already India's most important trading partner in the EU. As the federal government, we are committed to finalizing a free trade agreement between India and the EU. And by the end of this year, which is ambitious, but in this dynamic world, we need ambitious goals for ambitious economic areas like ours. Together, we can really make a change for the better for the people in both our countries. In order to succeed, we need to improve conditions for our companies and mutually reduce trade barriers. With a free trade agreement would grant Indian companies better access to the EU's single market. At the same time, India offers great opportunities to German and European companies. More than 2,000 German companies, which is quite a number, are already doing business in India, and I'm very confident that there will be many more in the future, because India is a key partner for Germany. Also, with regard to diversifying and increasing the resilience of our supply chains, the Indian market holds incredible potential for growth and innovation. It is full of opportunities in sunrise industries such as hydrogen, electric mobility, semiconductors, or artificial intelligence. The technological skills of our companies fit well with those of their Indian partners. This has also been reflected at the Asia-Pacific Conference of German Business last October in New Delhi. The huge interest of the German business community in India was also reflected last autumn at the business day of our ambassadors' conference here in Berlin. The hall was packed, as I was told, and that shows the huge interest on the side of German industry. Also in the areas of research and science, we want to expand our cooperation. In the spirit of our cooperation in the field of science and technology that has existed for 50 years already, together we can shape technological progress of the 21st century. We want to move to the future together. In important areas like energy transition and dealing with the climate crisis, we have the German-Indian Green and Sustainable Development Partnership, and that shows that our countries are on the right track, the track towards the future. India has a leading role also within the G20 and can build bridges to other countries as well. This is also reflected by India's wish to host COP33. Another topic that we have discussed today unites our two countries literally in thousands of ways, and that is almost 50,000 young Indians make up the largest group of foreign students here at German universities. They are more than welcome here. And also skilled workers from India come in increasing numbers to Germany. They are successful in their jobs, extremely well integrated into German society, and they are a huge asset for the German labor market. With our skilled labor strategy for India, we want to further foster migration of talent from India. For this to succeed, we will continue to work on accelerated visa procedures. And with visa digitalization, we've already taken some first important steps. Jay, I'm looking forward to further steps in our common future as close partners. I'm very much looking forward to our cooperation, and I would like to thank you for our friendly and constructive exchange today in Berlin, and I'm sure we will continue it soon in India. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me begin by thanking Foreign Minister Wadeful Johan for this meeting so early in your tenure. We, in fact, had a conversation, if I remember right, on your very first day in office. And the minister had called to express support as we were battling terrorism at that time. I want to emphasize that we deeply value the solidarity expressed by the German government during that period. Now, we all know that the world order is under considerable churn. The political uncertainty is as evident as the economic volatility. There are challenges which are posed by technology, especially AI, which are a matter of priority for all of us. And the answers lie in creating more resilient and reliable supply chains, and indeed in promoting deeper trust and transparency in the digital domain. All of this clearly rests on stronger economic and people-to-people linkages, and most important, a relationship led by a strong political commitment and strategic understanding. So it is with that perspective that Minister Wadiful and I approached our discussions today. Our talks address different dimensions of our bilateral cooperation. They range from trade, technology, and investment to defense, security, energy, sustainability, mobility of talent, and societal exchanges. I think the Minister has given some very specific examples of what we discussed. I don't want to repeat it, but I do want to assure him that the Indian community here, I'll be meeting the representatives tomorrow, has really a great deal of appreciation for the manner in which they are received in this country. I've met a few students, I'll probably be meeting a few more, and they too welcome the opportunities that they have in Germany. Now, apart from that, we exchange views on a wide range of issues, from our immediate neighborhood to global concerns and challenges. And I want to underline here that Germany for us is a really important partner. We cooperate from forums like the G4, which is dedicated to promoting UN reform, to the G20, where I think our delegations and indeed our ministers and our leaders have historically collaborated very closely. Earlier this morning, I had the honor of meeting Chancellor Merz and noting his strong commitment to elevating and expanding our strategic partnership. I also met with the Foreign and Security Policy Advisor, Dr. Sotter, and the Economy and Energy Minister, Katharina Reisch. We had productive conversations, obviously, and I must also say that it was a pleasure yesterday to meet a cross-section of German parliamentarians, and I thank them for their consistent support for our ties. Germany, for India, is our largest economic partner in the European Union. In recent years, our cooperation has acquired many more facets and gained much stronger momentum. Our relationship has come a very long way, and you will note the logo behind me of 25 years of our strategic partnership. But let me also say that what lies ahead of us is a relationship much stronger, much deeper, much closer. While deeply valuing this bilateral dimension, we also recognize Germany's crucial, I would say invaluable role in shaping our larger relationship with the European Union. On that front too, there is a lot that is happening. Again, the Minister spoke about it. And especially after the visit to India of the EU College of Commissioners in February 2025, we think today that there's a new energy and a new enthusiasm in taking that relationship forward. I come to Berlin in the immediate aftermath of India responding to the Pahalgam terror attack. Let me share with you what I conveyed to Minister Wadiful in that context. India has zero tolerance for terrorism. India will never give in to nuclear blackmail. And India will deal with Pakistan purely bilaterally. There should be no confusion in any quarter in that regard. We also value Germany's understanding that every nation has the right to defend itself against terrorism. So once again, Minister Wadiful, Johan, thank you for the hospitality, for the very good discussions. I thank you all for your attention, and I'd be happy to take questions.
Thank you, Excellencies. Vielen Dank. Herr Riegert von der Deutschen Welle.
Mr. Riegert, Deutsche Welle.
Minister of External Affairs, initially the new German government did not voice support for your Operation Sindor. Were you disappointed at the time? Und an Sie, Herr Wadefuhl, vielleicht haben Sie sich jetzt ganz...
And Mr. Wadefuhl, are you now fully on India's side in that conflict with Pakistan?
I think you are misinformed. In fact, we had a conversation on the 7th of May, is my recollection, which was when we initiated our operations. And it was a very understanding and positive conversation. And quite honestly, even before that, the German government had expressed solidarity in face of this terror attack. And the minister also very clearly conveyed Germany's understanding that every nation has a right to defend itself against terrorism.
Genau. Wir haben
Yes, absolutely. On the first day in office, on my first day in office, there was a phone call I had together with a French colleague, Jean-Noël Barrot. And I was able to call my colleague with him. We got a first-hand report, and Germany will support any fight against terrorism. I've just highlighted that. This is our position, and terrorism must never have a place in the world, nowhere. And this is why we will support everyone who fights and has to fight terrorism. And we very much appreciate that a ceasefire has been reached, and we hope that there will be a solution soon.
Good day, sirs. My question is to Dr. Jaishankar. Sir, you just mentioned that you've had a lot of good meetings with the German leaders today. I would like to understand what kind of economic trade pie can India look at expanding on when it comes to Germany and in EU itself, because EU is looking for a lot of partners, as we know, through various leaders in Europe right now.
Well, right now our trade with Germany is good. It's roughly about a $50 billion trade account annually. Where the European Union is concerned, it is our largest trade partner. But we see many new opportunities, many more opportunities. Today, for example, both with Mr. Wadefull as well as with Minister Reisch and with the Chancellor, we discussed opportunities like railways, like semiconductors, transportation of various kinds, energy. So I think the scope is there. As you know, as India becomes more prosperous, more developed, the opportunities will grow. Not just in India, for Indian companies also in Germany. Even in an area like defense and security, we discussed whether there could be collaborative possibilities between our enterprises. And we do think, because trade is a jurisdiction, a competence of Brussels, but I know Germany has been one of the most consistent and powerful supporters of rapidly doing a free trade agreement. I'm very confident that if we can actually meet the goal of getting the FTA done this year, there will be many more doors that will be open to business on both sides.
Sir, would you like to add something?
Ja, ich kann das nur unterstreichen.
I can fully subscribe to that. And I just said Germany supports free trade agreements in general. And we've set ourselves an ambitious goal with India to reach a free trade agreement at the EU level this year. We will be among those who will exert political pressure for a result, because the opportunities are extremely huge. They are to be found in all sectors, as my colleague Mr. Jaishankar has said. And I would like to say that this is about partnership. And we not only want to do this in a spirit of partnership, but also we count on reciprocity. That means equal access to markets, and this can really make a difference when we look at other trading partners that we have in Asia. So we believe that India has a very prominent role for the EU and for Germany as an economic partner. We don't have much time. One last question. A brief question to Mr. Wadefuhl. Mr. Trump has announced new tariffs as of June, 50% on goods from the EU. What will be Germany's and the EU's reaction to that? Well, the reaction is up to the European Commission. It has our full support. It wants to preserve our access to the American market. I think tariffs do not help anyone. It only leads to economic problems in both markets. So we count on negotiations, and we fully support the European Commission in its efforts to defend Europe and the European market and convince the Americans. Thank you very much.